Hey everyone, thanks for joining. It's GW Xavier with More Memories. Just coming to you this evening and figured I would just showcase what I'm going to be doing with a scrap journal that I'm putting together for someone using Creative Memories' new Wildflower Wishes paper pack, where you get 6 sheets. And on the back of each sheet, they give you the cutting guides of where to cut. And then in each of these paper packs that you get, they also include this fast scrap journal formula. And that's going to not only give you the cutting guide sizes so that you can replicate these same cuts on other designer papers that you may want to mix and match, or you might want to use in a different scrap journal project that you want to work on, and not use the Wildflower Wishes. So that's really nice. But then also it gives you some sketch ideas of where you can use all of those cuts that they give you here for 7 2-page layouts. So that's 14 pages, 14 single pages on 2-page layouts. And then of course you always have the other side of those. So really it's about 16 pages that you would be designing. But these give you some decent ideas of where to put your cuts of paper, as well as where to put photos, photo placement. And of course, these are just sketches. You don't have to follow them exactly. You can mix and match, play around with them a little bit as you want, but you will get one of these in each of this Wildflower Wishes paper pack as well. So what I'm actually decided to do was I'm going to use cascading pages and fitting them into the scrap journal size. And the scrap journal size is 6.75 or 6 3/4 by 10. So here I've got 2 pages pre-designed that I was working on at a retreat this past weekend. So shout out to Tessa Chappell and all of the advisors who joined her advisor retreat this past weekend. It was great meeting you all, and I look forward to seeing you again. So I have these pre-made, and I'm actually going to use the peekaboo pockets I'm going to use are actually the 4x8 size that you can get in from there's a couple packs that was in a promo pack. I believe you can still get the 4x8s. But if you're not familiar with peekaboo pockets, really quick, they are a clear plastic sleeve that has adhesive on one side, and it's a pocket. So you would put your paper or pictures adhered onto paper into that pocket, and then wherever you want to put it on top of the page protector, you would go ahead and do that. This is the 6x12. So this was the size that was used in the original Cascading Pages layout that circled around. I forget who exactly did that, so I can't take credit for the idea, but it's pretty popular with the 6x12 size, but I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to use it in the scrap journal size. And sorry about that pause. Silly me, forgot I needed to have my page protectors on the sheets real quick. So I'm just getting those together. I have to open up the pack. All right, I got my 2 page protectors that I'll put on in a second here real quick. And if you're not familiar with how to do this, it's pretty simple. You're just going to slide your page into the page protector. I said it's simple, and here I am struggling, right? There we go. Right, oops. And you're just gonna slide it in. Just like so. Sometimes, depending on the adhesive, if you got the adhesive far enough. Sometimes it will catch here and there on certain things, or you know, if you have some kind of thicker mats, or you used foam squares for some dimension, it might stick. So you just want to be a little careful while you're putting it on over everything. But it relatively just will slide on pretty well. Okay. So I'm going to use the 4x8 peekaboo pockets. Right? For this particular size, I have to use the 4x8 with the adhesive on the long end, because clearly 8 inches side width is bigger than 6.75. So I will be adhering them, and they will be flipping to the right or the left. And then you could use 4x6s if you want, would also fit. Either way if you wanted. And that would give you a little bit of an edge on the side, or a bigger edge or bigger border on the bottom if you wanted. You could also use 5x7s. Right, these would also fit in here. Again, they would fit vertically, and you could flip, or they could fit, no, they won't fit horizontally. Look at that. Look at my math not working for me. All right. But you could use 5x7s, and you'd have a 3-inch border. I'm using 4x8, so I have a 2-inch border along the bottom. And so again, to demonstrate peekaboo pockets real quick. So I've got what I want to put in my pocket. Here's my pocket. I'm going to find where it opens here. And I'm just going to slide it right in. And I want to make sure that this part, it will fold over. It will become a little flap. Okay. And this side, this underside here is the, no, sorry. Once I fold it, it then becomes, this side is the adhesive that will go onto the page protector. Okay. So what we're going to do real quick then is we're going to toss these on. So it doesn't matter how many you have. I mean, the idea of cascading pages is to put a bunch of pictures together so that you can flip through them. So for this particular, I only have 2 for the one side, and I'm going to have 4 on the other side, and that's just because of the pictures themselves and the content of them. So I was moving my mother-in-law down to where we live, and so the one side is going to be the pictures of the house that she used to be at, and then on the right side will be the road trip down, moving her. So that's why we've got some of the theme here. You can see house. This is the Home Sweet Home punch. On the other side is the on the road, on the road punch. Both are BMCs. This design, I believe, is I forget. It's a ribbon one. It's also a Border Maker cartridge that is an advisor exclusive. So if you like this one, reach out to your favorite advisor, or you can reach out to me, and we can get you one, which I used here as well as along the border. This is the same as this. I just cut this ribbon in half to make these little strips at the bottom and top here. And then on here on the left side is it is now a retired punch. It is the scalloped crochet, or crochet scallop Border Maker punch. So here, so this left side is going to be pretty easy with any measurements, because I only got 2, so I'm only going to literally place the edge of the pocket to the edge of the page there and adhere. And then this one will be easy because I'm going to put the adhere. I'm going to adhere this side to the edge of this page, and it will be pretty even in that sense. So if you're new to Peekaboo Pockets, again, make sure you've got your flap, you've got your contents in, you've flapped it down so it makes a little pocket. Some of the newer ones will have this white strip. Some of the older ones you might come across don't have that white strip, so it's a little harder to see. But they both work the same, and you're just going to peel. Have that down. I'm going to turn this sideways. Okay. And then I'm just going to line up the edge here to the edge here. And just put it down. There. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Again, this one doesn't have that white backing, so you just keep working around that area. It will eventually give, and you will be able to peel away that adhesive backing. And then I'm going to bring this top edge to right to the other edge of this page here. And it's okay if you miss a line at first. These are repositional up to about 5 times. So, yeah, I did not get that straight enough that I like. So, there. Okay. Now I've got my flaps when I flip, and I flip. There. So I'll get my pictures in there in a little bit. This next side, right, since I have 4 that I'm going to adhere, I have to think about the measurements around here. So, and that's the kind of the thing, thinking about a 2-page spread, right? I'm coming out to the left on the left side. Do I want to keep that going on this side? Do I want to, go reverse on this side and have it come out this way? I apparently thought about doing it all coming to the left because that's how I designed this page. I'm rethinking that now, but that's okay. I can go, these are on repositional tape, so if I want to go back and reposition these, I can do that. It's not going to be a big problem for me. So again, I'm just going to turn this sideways a little bit. Okay. I'm going to take my backing off, and I'm going to get my first one down. I'm going to work from the right side over to the left. You might see some tutorials showing you to go from left to right. Either will, as long as your measurements are working and it's how you want the page to look and flow, you're going to be fine. I found it easier in this case to go from right to left. So I'm just going to get my first one adhered here. So again, I'm going to line up that edge. And that's going to be coming in, right, if we're just putting our page on the ruler here, that's coming in at around 2 3/4 inches from the left. Okay. And I'll flip and I'll have that. I then will place my next one at 1 3/4 from the left. I'm actually just turning it sideways because it's easier for me to see. And just gonna put my handy dandy ruler here just to make sure that I get in that ballpark of that 1 3/4 line. Okay. The next one I'm placing at 1 5/8, or around there, I should say. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at a different number on my sheet off to the side. I'm placing this one at 1 at 1 inch. So again, I'm placing this one at about the 1 inch mark. And then the last one is the easiest. I'm coming in right at the edge at 0. So I'm just gonna line that up with the others and put that one down. Okay. And so again, as I flip through, I've got that ribbon design, and I'm probably did a little bit mismatching with some of my measurement there, so I'll probably go back and just scooch those over a bit, but you get the idea. And that's okay. So there we go. Some cascading pages in the scrap journal size. Again, that's the 6.75 or 6 3/4 by 10. And I use the 4x8 peekaboos. You can also use 5x7 peekaboos, 6x4 peekaboos will also work. You just have to kind of think about which way you want them to flip up or down, right or left. And of course, measure and have fun. So hopefully you enjoyed, and you'll join me again next time. So have a great one, and thanks for watching.